Greetings, greetings, my beautiful, beautiful brothers and sisters. Yes, you already know. It's your girl, yo big homie, TT, and welcome to TT Talk, y'all. Ooh, child, I have a lot to say. But before we get into it, you know that I have to send a special shout out to the APAP team for allowing your girl to use this here platform to represent God and his kingdom. And you know, by doing that, I realize one thing that is more powerful than a gun, than anything on this earth. I didn't realize it because now I realize how important it is because I'm under attack. It's your influence. It's your voice. It's this mic. The enemy don't like what I have to say. So he doing all he can do to get your girl off her square. So I don't take this for granted. I don't take this platform for granted. I don't take your ears for granted. And I'm not going to take your time for granted. What I realize is that we live in a democracy. And so when I talk about God and his kingdom, it's hard for us to imagine that because we live in a democracy. So I'm going to give this to y'all. Study kingdomship. I didn't even want to start off like that, but I'm going to just give that. I don't know who that was for, but I'm going to give that to you. Learn about kingdomship. Learn about the kingdom and how it operates, and it will change your life. And Lord knows if you get behind the mic, okay, the enemy is going to be on your tail. You know what I told my husband yesterday? I said, the devil is just like a big old vicious dog in my yard, tied up to a tree. I hear his barks. I see him growling. I see the drool coming out of his mouth. It's scary, but he can't do nothing. He can't do nothing but bark and make sounds. So I don't know who this is for, honey. I don't know what you going through. The devil can't do nothing to you. He can't stop you. So I showed up today. I have a question. What makes you believe? What make a person believe? When you were younger, did you believe in Santa Claus? I feel like at one point, every child believed in Santa Claus. So me and my friend, right, we was having this conversation. She believed in Santa Claus till she was 13. I'm like, how is that possible? But she told me she would leave cookies out for Santa and milk, and he will drink it, and then they had the little elves around the house doing all kind of little terrible things, and I've never experienced that. You see, she believed in him. I didn't. Because in my environment, my mama said if you don't get them cookies out the windowsill, they cause roaches, okay? I wasn't leaving nothing out for no man and no big white man that's coming down no chimney. I didn't have a chimney for him to come down. Do you understand what I'm saying? Ain't no elves running around tearing up stuff. My daddy called them little demons. He said, ain't no little demons coming around. Ain't no elves around here. So let me say this. Wouldn't you agree that your belief system is developed by your environment, and what you exposed to. My environment was totally different. So our belief system was totally different. I didn't believe he was a liar. He didn't come to the projects. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? But in her life, they supported the idea. So my question to you is, what makes you believe? Do you have to see it? You know what I found out? Lord, help me bring this back to me. He said, we believe in everything that we see, but everything that we see was developed without seeing, without being seen. Do that make sense? So I see this tree, but I don't know to develop. I didn't see how it was developed in the ground. I didn't see the process, but there is a tree, all this grass. Do we see how it's made? No, you come out there and you see the grass. You know, you just got to cut it. Do that make sense? Do it make sense? I'm trying to help somebody. We have to have childlike faith. We got to believe again. Okay? I am here, friend, only to just disrupt your thinking. Just change it a little bit. Y'all, I've been looking at the news, right? And I don't even look at the news like that, okay? But I've been trying to keep up with this election, trying to see what's going on in the world. And so I've been doing a lot of scrolling. What's going on? How do you feel about Biden stepping down? Did you see the video with the lady, Miss Macy, being gunned down in her kitchen? Now, that incident, this is nothing new. We've seen this plenty times. Who do you have your trust in? Do you believe? Do you actually believe everything that they are telling us? Do you have trust in that? Where do your faith lies? You know what? This week I was thinking, I said, man, there's so much going on in the world. We see it. We all in it together. We all in it together. And I said that I want to put you and your family on the prayer list. And put me on the prayer list too. Okay, because I'm right here with you. It ain't sweet. I'm trying to it's not sweet. That, you know what? The devil don't like what I'm doing. He don't like this. He don't like this. He don't like you. He don't like me on this mic. So put me on the prayer list. And I know that anybody with any type of platform, you have an accountability. And I know if you talking about you an ambassador for Christ, this walk ain't easy. It ain't easy. See, it's a slow change, y'all. It's a slow change. Everybody have their starting weight. Now, some may be heavier than others. You understand what I'm saying? But we all start in our own weight class. That makes sense? It's a slow change. If I've been going to the gym, you probably can't even tell. I've been at the gym working. But one day I'm going to get on this camera. You're going to see these cheekbones a little shrunken. You understand what I'm saying? It's the day to day, and every day counts. You don't go and work out one day and think you're going to be out here flexing. You got to be consistent. It's a slow change. Even when you don't feel like you're making that change, you are. So you have to keep showing up. You got to keep moving, man. You got to live beyond the finish line. True story, y'all. I'm going to be transparent with y'all, okay? Sorry, honey. I got to tell them. Nothing bad, though. Back in the day, you know what had a strong hold on me, y'all? What had a strong hold on me, child? It had a grip. It had one of them Bruce Lee grips on me, okay? I used to party. I used to tear the club up. Do you hear me? It had I don't know. I just felt like I love dressing up and I love dancing. Don't get it twisted now. Those who know. Okay, me and my sister, we should have got paid for that. But anyway, but back in the day, you know what I used to party so much? I met my husband in the club. Sorry, Dad. We did not meet at the grocery store. We did not meet at the grocery store, okay? It was at the club, y'all. And I just felt like I could never give that part up. And then when I accepted Christ, right? I ain't give it up. I was still in the club. I would go now and again and, feel the beat, But it was that slow change. It was slow. My eyes started opening the environment. I started seeing things for what it was. And I don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? No more. So I'm saying that to say that it's a slow change. I party all the way through my 20s, 30s, and 40s. Listen, the 40s, something happened. I got some built-in haters, okay? It's my feet and my knees, okay? My knees be popping like they chewing gum. You understand? They haters. So I don't know if God put that on me to stop me if I pop locking it and dropping it. But that's what I deal with right now. So I can't do it anyway. But I use this body for the kingdom. So I pray over my feet and I pray over my knees. And I said, God, we got work to do. So I'm gonna need you to touch these knees. Let me tell y'all something off the subject just real quick. Do you know the doctor talking about that I have arthritis in my knees? Girl, put the knees on the prayer list too. Put the knees around my body. Put everything on the prayer list. Arthritis, the devil is a lie. We got things to do, okay? Because I'm on the move. I'm on the move. I got to go. Listen, I'm saying that to say, y'all, I didn't change overnight. In life, y'all, it's you constantly setting goals and meeting them. It's a movement, right? You have to live beyond the finish line. You have to have a spirit of an athlete. True story. Shout out to all the athletes. Listen, do you know what you got to go through to be an athlete? Let me tell you something. When I was younger, right, when I was, like a teenager, I thought that you could go to high school and play basketball, and then if you're good enough, you can go to college and you go straight to the NBA. No. Lies, more lies, honey. You got to get started when you young. Now, some are really gifted and you can do that, but 99.9 of them had to get started when they were young. See, I have two boys, right? And they both play basketball. And one is 10. He's been playing since he was 6. One is getting ready to be 17. He's been playing since he was 7. And I'm talking about this ain't no I-9. Okay, this ain't no Saturday one-hitter quitter. Those in the metro area know what I'm talking about. These boys play for the AAU team. We're traveling. We all over the place. They're working out. They got a trainer and they got a practice. That's what it is. You got to keep going. You got to keep pushing yourself. Do you understand the mental wear and tear it is to be an athlete? My boys go on a mental, it's a perfect guiding tool though, that helps me with parenting the boys, because their emotions is up and down, up and down, up and down. And I told them, and I'm going to tell you, you got to work on your mental above everything else. You can have that body. My son work out. He come from home from workout and sit down and be lifting weights. Okay, that's nice. But you got to work on your mental. Because if your mind ain't there, you ain't going to be able to carry out the task. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was watching the documentary of Simone Biles. Great story. All it was a head battle. Watch it. She said, the world put me on this pedestal. You just got to live up to what the expectations of the world. The biggest battle was herself. The biggest battle is yourself. And as an athlete, you got to deal with so much pressure. You got to deal with the pressure of the coach, the pressure of your parents, the pressure of your teammates, the pressure of the crowd. And people got the nerve to make a comment when they can't even do half of the stuff you do. Okay, and they got their mouth on you. They don't know the pain, what you going through in your body, because you constantly working at something. Am I making sense, y'all? I don't know. Put a thumbs up if I'm hit the thumb button if I'm making sense. It got to make sense in order for it to make change, y'all. Listen. The key is, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in the Creator? Everybody not gonna like you. Everybody love LeBron James, right? Let him come to your city. Let him come to your city. You got to believe in yourself when nobody else believe in you. That's the battle itself. You got to keep telling yourself you can. Because everything is against it. Everything gonna go against that and tell you that you can't. You gotta keep moving. Do you win a championship and then you retire? No, you keep it going. I don't have one event and then just say, okay, that's it. I'm done. No, you getting started. I gotta keep showing up. You got to work on yourself daily. It's day by day. You know what I said? I said, what bill is due today? Not worry about tomorrow. What's due today? It's day to day. You got to keep chipping at your mind every day. We had to have a spirit of an athlete. We have to live beyond the finish line. There's no finish line. Sorry to tell you. There's no finish line. And God has love for the broken. He specializes in the broken. He specializes in us. I can never say that you would never get sick. I can never say that. But let me tell you what I can say. I do know the healer. And I don't know. I don't know how he's going to work it out for you. I don't know how he's going to work it out for me. But I gotta keep showing up. You have to keep fighting. DMX said this, y'all, and I'm going to take this from him. God rest his soul. He said this. And it resonated with me. He said, sometimes we won't know what God is willing to do for us until he put us in a situation where only God can do it for us. God is the only one that can take a bad situation and make it a beautiful situation without even changing the situation. So your situation is not going to change first. You don't wake up and it just, you know what changed first? Your perception. Do you believe he's going to do it for you? The question is, do you believe that he will fix it for you? Whatever it is. God loves you. He really, really do. He loves him some yous. Okay. Listen, whether you aware of it or not, whether you believe it or not, God loves him some yous. Thank you for allowing your girl to pour this sweet tea of love, inspiration, and motivation. Y'all tune in next week and see what God gonna do. Cause I told you, I have absolutely no idea. But this I do know. Do an athlete just practice before the game? Listen, it's what you do outside that affects the game. It is a lifestyle. If you are an athlete, you have to carry yourself. You're going to have to be disciplined. That's the same way in your spiritual walk. Do you think you can just get it all on a Sunday or a Saturday and that's it? It's what you do during the week that affects your game. Y'all, it's a lifestyle. Remember, study the kingdomship, and how it functions, okay? Because we are ambassadors of Christ. Listen, you have your good days, you have your bad days, but you just have to keep showing up. Just show up. Just keep showing up, okay? Y'all go out there and live a blessed life. Bye.